This is where lost stories find their voice, where forgotten whispers rise from the static. Tune in, if you dare.
The static hissed through the speakers, a low, persistent crackle that filled the empty radio studio. Daniel Cross adjusted his headphones, his voice steady despite the hour.
You're listening to 98.7 FM, The Nightlight. I'm your host, Daniel Cross, and this will be my final broadcast.
The silence stretched just a second too long. 3 nights ago, a caller had phoned in with a request. Not for a song, not for a dedication, but for something else.
Played the one buried in the static,
The man had whispered. His voice was wrong, wet, strained, like his throat had been torn open and stitched back together. Daniel had laughed.
Ha ha ha! Sorry, buddy. No requests after midnight.
But then the switchboard lit up. Every line, all at once. Same voice, same words.
play the song.
He should have hung up. Should have shut it down. But curiosity got the better of him. He dug through the station's archives, flipping through old records and forgotten tapes. That's when he found it. A single vinyl, unmarked except for a date scrawled in faded ink. October 31st, 1987. The night the station's first host disappeared. At first, there was nothing. Then, a sound. Not music. Not static. Slow, ragged, close. Daniel spun in his chair. The studio was empty, but the air had turned thick, cold. The phone lines were still ringing, the whispers now overlapping, frantic.
You shouldn't have played it.
The lights flickered. The broadcast signal warped, twisting his voice into something unrecognizable. And then he saw it. In the corner of the studio, where the shadows clung too thick, something stood. Pale, motionless, its lips peeled back in a grin too wide for its face. The missing host, still holding his microphone. The last thing Daniel heard before the static swallowed everything was his own voice, echoing back at him from the void.
You're next.